Okay, simple, effective, safe, and does the job. 113 kilometers an hour on the exit from the ramp for a standard 1945. So it's very simple to set up. Basically, this stands here, that goes in there. Clips in, and we can actually stake it down if necessary, but normally it's not really necessary. This comes through the back to the trigger, which we just get it off the dandelion. It's so that comes off the trigger. Four pins to hold it steady, keep it safe, and what it does is basically keeps us away from propellers and other things that may go wrong. So then all we do is we pace out 27 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. Here we put the 3-point anchor, which, as I've tested, to over 20 kilos tension. That'll do. Unroll. Unroll. And bring it back. That's the model line. Bring it back. Okay, that's tensioned onto there. That's the tension one. That's the model line. Right. So, how long did that take? But there you go. You've got so, shall we do that again? It's we can do it all again. So here we have the reel, 3-point anchor, 4-point trigger, 4-point anchor trigger, the ramp, and the release mechanism. So first of all, let's get the thing on. Right, first of all, we click the ramp together. so click, click, make sure it's straight, get the trigger, put the ring on, make sure that line is tight, four pins in, okie doke. 27 paces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 3-point anchor, put it down, tested over 20 kilos tension. Right, so unroll. Nice having a reel. So we have a split line. One goes to the model and one goes to the trigger. Trigger line has got a little flag on it. Okay, we've got about 6-7 kilos on there now. Okay, so what we do, make sure that's that, and here's the line to actually fire it off. So here we go. And you can see by the timestamp that that was taken quite easily. So there's the trigger line goes to the trigger point there. This is the model line, so there's no tension on it. So of course once the model is on there, the model doesn't have to have a strengthened hook, because it's not taking any tension until you hit that trigger, which is just basically what we call a clothesline trigger. It's just a primitive old door hinge and a couple of bits of plywood. Bit of domestic water pipe, that's 1/2 inch. You can use, I've got 3/4 inch as well for the heavier models. And on here, if you find that where it's cut here, the reason it's cut is so you don't have a ridge for a model wing or something to hit, you know, because I used to have it that this actually passed through, but it's not a good idea. So I cut them in half, and it still clips in. If necessary, I can put a self tapper in to hold that in, but even if it unclips during use, it's always unclipping as the model leaves, so it's not a problem. So there we have a simple, it's a gate latch actually that provides that pivot. So this line is carrying all the tension on the trigger, the model line is carrying nothing. Simple joint, we come along and we've got a simple ring and joint to the bungee. It's doubled up from 10 meters to 5 meters, but of course by the time we tension it, we're looking at, let's do a quick, right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. You got about 19 paces above 5 meters. So there we've got the 3-line anchor. Okay, it's not pressed in fully. Normally I would hammer those down, or you know, push them down in further, but even like that, that's good enough. That would do enough. And that is 27 paces. Now the reason I like a long bungee is because the bungee itself expends the force as it reduces. It's not like elasticated, you know, sort of car top stuff for holding things down on your roof rack. It's a little bit different to that, because that is the release of tension is instant and gone. bungee tends to release over it's not an instant release while it's got a model on it, so you get a lot of use out of the bungee. Even after it's left the ramp, you will still get it pulling. Ask any of the flat field thermal soaring guys who use high starts, and they will tell you that that high start is working for quite a few meters after release. And that's the whole point of bungee. You can use shock cord, but shock cord is going to give you a 1 or 2 meter pull and then it's dead. But the bungee will give you quite a few meters before it dies. And the thing is, you use a heavy ring on the end to make sure that it drops away from the hook, so you're not going to catch any rear props or anything. If you do it on a tractor, a front mounted prop, then of course you launch unpowered. Now some people launch powered, some people launch unpowered. I always launch powered because I'm not, you know, I'm getting old, I'm 65 years old, and I prefer to have a bit of power on the model before she actually leaves. So I know the motor's good, I know there's thrust there. I give it maybe a third or a little bit more, maybe up to half throttle, so she's actually near cruising thrust, well below the model weight, but near cruising thrust. So the bungee itself provides the initial acceleration into the cruising speed, and then the power takes over, and you have a nice straight trajectory, unless it's a heavy model where you will get some dip. But if you see this ground, okay, this ground is not so bad, but there's no way I would try to drag a model across this ground unless I had a lot of tension on it. And to be quite honest, even then I could see it. Yeah, sorry, no. If my ground was like a cricket pitch or a football field, you know, nice, flat, smooth, then yes. But I would do away with the ramp. But because I fly on rough ground, this is the system to use for me, because it does away with any potential damage or loss of actual launch, which can happen with rough ground. So all you do, you stand back here and you just put your foot on the trigger, and that's it. What happens is, you see the gate latch just falls forward and the tension line comes off, and then the tension comes onto the model, pulls the model. And like I say, you don't need beefed up hook attachments or anything. You can actually glue a simple hook straight into foam with this, and it will work fine. I've got 1 kilo models with no strengthening around the hook at all, just glued into foam, and survived years. This system, that ramp is now 12 years old. Well, it's, you know, and it's still working well. This bungee line and everything, this is the same age, 12 years. I made a compilation video, I think about 9 years, 10 years ago, showing this system. Basically because people were asking how to do it, and there's various videos on YouTube and everything showing it. And I just wanted to show how I adapted the hundreds of videos that I watched where people use ramps, anchor systems and various, and I had to come up with some modifications to suit the grounds and locations that I fly, and this is what I come up with. And the beauty is that I can use this anywhere: ploughed field, farm field, cow pasture, lawn. The only thing I can't use it on, of course, is a concrete or a hard surface. But then, in actual fact, you know, you could use a heavy weight to anchor, and you don't need as much tension then. A 1 kilo model could get away with maybe 2 kilos or 2.5 kilos on a hard surface. You know, it all depends on how much thrust you've got and how much friction you've got on the model itself. A lot of models, you know, you've got all the gear underneath, servos and all the rest of the stuff that really snags, catches, can be damaged. If you've got top mounted servos, which I tend to do on a lot of models now to avoid the damage to servos hanging underneath wings and stuff, okay, so it's better. But to be quite honest, I don't want to add modifications to models other than a hook. I don't see the reason to add handholds and all the rest. A simple hook, 40% back from the nose towards CFG is adequate for this system, and it works for everything. I do pusher props, I do tractors, I do EDFs on this, done gliders as well, but you know, pure gliders as well. But the trouble is with this, obviously, you don't get the height with the glider that the proper high start does. If you want to do a proper glider high start, then you would leave the bungee cord at its 10 metre, and you would also have a longer, thin, like heavy duty fishing line for maybe 50, 60 metres or whatever. So you get a nice height and a steady long pull from the bungee instead of a shorter 5 metre doubled up bungee like I've got, which gives you maybe a 10 metre pull. But anyway, that's it. So it's simple, very easy to do, 4-point anchor. So, you know, chances of that pulling out is for the trigger is pretty slim. And what I would normally do is in some places, particularly on ploughed fields and stuff, I would actually put a couple of pins on here to hold the ramp in place. But a lot of flights I don't actually bother. It's fine. So that's an adage, shall we say. So unclipping, it's it does come even more apart if necessary. So that's it. That's well, let's get the reel in, and then we can have a look at it full. Sorry about that, I'm just putting the camera on my head. Right, okay. Right, so let's get the line. Very simple, no hardship at all. And I've made these for people in the past. You know, some people have said, oh, I haven't got time to put these together, so I've actually done it for them. I've made them for them. So here we go. 3D filament reel is a perfect bungee storage. You know, you can see the doubled up. This is the 6mm one that's good for models up to about I've used it on a 2 kilo model, but to be quite honest, you then had it dipping as it went. It's I would suggest that the 8mm is better. So there's the that's the reel, the bungee. So there's a complete rough field. Go anywhere, launch anywhere. Bungee kit. Total cost? God blimey. $10? Oh no, a little bit more, because actually, in fact, the bungee probably cost more than all the rest of it put together. So there we have a complete bungee setup that works on any surface, rough and good. Safe, because you're not close to the props or EDF blades that do occasionally actually come off their hubs. You know, I've had 2 EDF hubs shed blades in over. Well, I've been involved with ducted fans since the days of Marcus Norman, jet hanger hobbies and everything in the 1980s. So that's, you know, we're talking say 15 plus 21. I've been involved with ducted fans for over 35 years, and I've seen a few ducted fans fail, and those blades can be bloody dangerous, and I have no wish to be caught by one. So that's the reason for the remote trigger. So there you are, simple. Goes away in the back of the car or the van without any problem. It takes, well, there you go. I set it up slow. I set it up leisurely, and I doubt if I did more than what, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, including the chat line. So what's the problem with it, you know? So there you go, simple, does the job, and that's the 6mm, and the 8mm is just the same, just 3/4 inch pipe instead of 1/2 inch, and the 8mm bungee, same setup, same line, same anchor, same trigger. Yeah, right, okay, so good luck to anybody with bungees, whatever system you use. I wish you the best, and I hope it's successful. I hope you have as much, literally near 100% success that I've had over God knows how many years with these systems. So